but I do remember something being said about video games.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. And then you mentioned something about Halo 6.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows when that's gonna come out?
Yeah, I've been waiting on that one
Yeah.
for a long time now. Did you play Halo 5?
I did. Well, no, I played Halo 5, Halo 3, Halo 2 in the first one, but I missed 4.
What was your
It was a
favorite
dark
one?
part of college that I
Dark part of
just
your life?
missed out on a lot of video games.
Can we go into that?
No. let's not.
Yeah, we don't want to start off dark. But what games do you play now?
I'm really on to Apex Legends right now. I played a lot of Fortnite, but it just kind of died off.
Did people end up getting really good at Fortnite? And now if you play, like for me, I got it when it like just came out and I played a little bit, and I feel like it was now that it's popular, if I go in, would I be playing people like my same skill level, or would I be playing like some incredible badass kid from Japan?
Yeah,
that
you'd
just
be playing like
destroys
a
me?
9-year-old that would
Yeah.
destroy your life.
Yeah, so
You just don't want to get into that, especially if you're playing PC players.
yeah,
They can put their aimer right on you and
Yeah.
build way faster. So
nice.
yeah.
I didn't even really do an introduction. We just started rolling things. But
Oh.
so let me just break in and do a little intro and say, hey, this is the Homegrown podcast, where we feature local Atlanta talent in the DJ scene. We got one of the biggest acts right here. DJ, I don't even know if it's DJ, but it's just
not.
Paraleven.
Yeah.
Even though he DJs, but he's not DJ. He's video game connoisseur, Paraleven.
Yep.
So I think that's great that we got him on the show. So thank you so much for coming down or up. We appreciate it. He's going to have a show tonight, actually, the Housework, playing with Atlas. So that should be fun. I think we're going to go. I'm making an executive decision.
Just come.
I'm going to go check it
It'll
out.
be great.
We checked you out there last Housework. You opened for Kaztech, which was on the Liquified podcast that night. He's an old buddy of mine. That episode is going to be released on Monday. But I came through with my wife, and she left me and was just dancing to your set the whole time. And
Nice.
she said such wonderful things. I mean, I thought it was great, but she was like really happy for the rest of the week after that. So it was like, wow.
Well, I'm glad I could provide that.
Yeah, we go out and listen to DJs
Happy wife,
all
happy
the
life.
time. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you just got engaged, huh?
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
When did that happen?
August?
Oh yeah,
September?
October, November, one of those.
A time?
I think you're supposed to know that.
Yeah, I am. It's August.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to Puerto Rico. It was a special time.
So you proposed there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it went okay.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was really nervous, but there was a few times I was trying to do it where it just failed epically, and I was like, this is not the right time. But
Did you do the one knee in the ring and the whole nine?
it was great.
Nice.
It's nice. Yeah, it was just a few times where I was like, this is the perfect moment. I'm gonna do it. I'm ready. And then, it was like I was planning on like a sunset, like hoping doves would be flying and all that. Sunset on the other side of the building. I
Oh,
was
no.
like, oh, okay. Well,
Were there any doves at least?
no, there were no doves. I don't think there are doves in Puerto Rico. It was like there was a hurricane recently too, so it was like wasn't the scene I was looking for, but it worked out.
Yeah, I did it in Australia actually. That's interesting, and I was extremely nervous. I'm surprised she didn't say what's wrong, because the whole day I was like hyperventilating basically.
Yeah.
And did it on a bridge, and people were honking, and she had like her selfie stick, and it was just funny. We were totally tourists.
Yeah, you always think it's gonna be a certain way, and then it ends up being you think it's gonna be like the movies where you're like in the middle of an ice ring in Central Park, and someone's just filming the whole thing, and there's gonna be a recap video, but it's not. It's just you're sitting there, you're like here.
Do you have video of it or anything, or pictures?
No, I mean I have a picture. Yeah.
Cool.
So
How long were you guys together before you got engaged?
it's like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd y'all meet?
She was a fan, I think is how that works out. No, she was
Like
at
a
a show
fan?
and she saw me from a distance and was like, "Oh, who's that?" It was, and I think that we just met through mutual friends, but she reached out on Facebook. First words she said to me was, "Why haven't you asked me out yet?" I was like,
Sweet.
"Am I supposed to?"
Aggressive.
Like,
Nice. Were
yeah.
you playing that night? Sorry.
No, she the night that it was like a halogen show before like Seven Lions or something a couple years ago. I can't remember, but
yeah, I want to talk about Halogen too. Actually, how so Halogen? Where is Halogen currently? Because you are here as Paraleven. I know that Halogen is you and I guess Alex. Are you guys still pursuing that project?
Yeah, we are doing music still. We have a couple of tracks in the works right now. We just we obviously wanted to. This was always in the works, I think, to like have our own solo stuff. And when as an artist, you always want to like be able to have your own creative freedom. So when it just kind of came to a point where we wanted to just like branch out and do that, and it was just the right time, good timing for that. So I think I'm a little bit more like trancey, like atmospheric, deep type stuff, and he's just more tech house, Dirty Bird type feel. So I think Halogen, a lot of the like music we came out with was just like 50-50 mixture of like us competing with full force of what we wanted to make, and it came out that way. And it just like I just really wanted to. I think that you see all the songs we have on our SoundCloud, but if you actually ask it, most artists, they have like hundreds. So it's just like we have a ton of tracks that you'll never hear, you'll never see, and most of them are just me doing experimental stuff that I like, but probably most people wouldn't like it. I mean, just like because I like to experiment, and Alex was really good and is really good at knowing how it needs to sound to be in the club, and he is very good at putting tracks to completion. So that he kind of like brought me back to reality on a lot of stuff, but he taught me a lot, and I think a lot of what he taught me has transcended into like this new project. So and vice versa. So I think that that's been fun to like be able to, because when we first started, I thought I knew everything, but
I think I overheard you guys before we started rolling talking about that too.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
hey, I'm a music producer.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what you when you first start making music and you start like pushing your brand, you go up to all these artists and you like hand them USBs and you do all that stuff, and in the beginning I'm like, dude, he's really gonna love this track. Like I just gave it to Hardwell, like he's gonna love it. And then like 2 years down the road, I listened to that song and I'm like, oh my God, like I cannot believe that I handed that song to Hardwell. He probably listened to it and like set it on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I'm finally to the point, I think that like in the past year and a half, I finally got to the point where I was like, I know what I'm doing. I can get my mixes to the point where it sounds great. And everything is just like, it's fluent. You make a song, you go through it, and it just like, there's no setbacks. You don't know, there's never a point where you're like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I need to do in this situation. And I think that just comes with time, honestly. You eventually get to a point where you know enough to get everything you can create the music the way that you absolutely want to create it, which is a great feeling. But it's before that it was a constant struggle. Like, oh, like what do I need to compress this, or do I need to like, what's going on here? Like I don't even like, why is it not sounding good? I used to live with Ralph Papeska. He was on Kindergarten with Wolfgang. He's the one who gave me that advice at a certain point. I came to him like multiple times. He was always supportive early on, but I said like, hey, like how do you get your mixes so tight? How do you get them to like sound so full?
Crispy.
Crispy. And he basically said like, I can teach you like all that I know, but you're never going to be able to get them to that point unless you just spend more time. And eventually you'll be like, oh, it sounds great. Like, because
what did I just tell you yesterday, Boone? Said, yeah. I was like, you'll produce and produce and produce, and you'll spend so long on tracks, and I spent a year on the track, and you finally finish it, and you hate it. It's just, you're done. You're just over it for a while. And then it's like, I use the analogy, it's like surfing, I guess. It's really hard at first learning how to paddle out, but once you figure out how to surf, you're kind of just flowing.
Yeah.
But you have to get out there in the water. You can't sit on the land and be like, okay, it's going to go like this, and then you stand up real quick,
Right.
So I totally hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
What's you guys' creative process look like between you and Alex? Do you sit next to each other in the studio, or is it like a bounce back and forth and splice? Or
yeah, so I think that we had this term called driving, where like one person would be driving, one person would be sitting back, like kind of directing, and we would just trade off because you go through, you know, you have an inspiration and then you're like, this isn't working, so we switch. You know, that's kind of how we played off. Eventually, it got to the point where we had a lot going on separately in our lives, and we had to use like Dropbox that would, you know, update it, and we would work separately at times, you know, play off that. He switched to Ableton now, so it's
What
kind
are
of.
you on?
I'm on FL Studio, so we worked on FL. All of the Halogen tracks were made on FL Studio, but he just switched to Ableton. So the one we're working on now, we have to work in stems. So it's when I go over to his studio, I'm like not driving at all because I don't know how to use Ableton. I know what's going on, I know like the basics, but I don't know the nuances of like all the buttons and stuff. So like the shortcuts.
It's so good at doing warping loops.
Yeah,
which is its main.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
every DAW has its perks. I mean, it's ups and downs. But FL Studio, I think, is the easiest to like use the MIDI and plot everything you're thinking in that moment.
Yeah.
That's why I use it. But
how long have you been doing it for now?
I've been like actually like writing songs and stuff since I was like 14 and stuff. But that's was just like not recording and like working on the computer from making electronic music. I think it was 2000 into 2008, beginning of 2009. And it started off with just like, I think before that in 2007 and 2008, I was making mashups, and then I was like, oh, I can do this. Like I was in
FL Studio.
No, in like a weird,
like
cheap, Magic's Music Maker or something stupid.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know, I think that what really got me into it, which is ironic because I'm about to play a show with someone on Mousetrap. I heard Dead Mouse Strobe, and I was like, well, this is exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think that everyone has that same thing, that story. But my friend, I remember he pulled me in my fraternity house into a room, and he's like, dude, I got to show you the song. And I was like, dude, this song is like 10 minutes long. I'm not going to listen to this. And then, you know, I played it, and obviously, you know how Strobe goes. But I was like blown away, and I decided like right then, I was like, I'm going to do this. Like, I can do this. And it's crazy how music has evolved. Obviously, the music back then was like, if you go back and listen to music from 2009, I'm not referring to Dead Mouse specifically, but the sound and design is like, I think that's just because it's so saturated. Everyone has to be that good now.
Right.
But if I had my production skills now back then, I mean,
you would have been making
it would have been
more trancier.
Yeah, it would have been.
I think that's
crazy.
what my wife Joanna really liked about your set. It was so different and refreshing from what you basically hear out anywhere. And I'll definitely give you that. It was real melodic and soulful. Everyone was totally into it. It just like really was clicking and grooving, just refreshing, and loved it.
It's definitely different from the Halogen stuff. I really wanted to make, you know, like Lane 8 type stuff, you know. And I just finished 5 tracks.
Yeah, I got that written down.
I want you to talk about. They're all done.
So are they like the last one you just put out, which is great, by the way? I got a story about that. Actually, let me just tell it now while we're on the subject. Went to saw MK. Did you open for MK?
Yes.
So as MK was going on, you were going off, MK came on right after you and played the dopest song. I was in the back doing what DJs do. I was like, damn, this shit is like so good. I was like, man, MK is the man. Come to find out, it was your last song like a month later when you put it out. I was like, that's the song. Dude, it's very good. I think that like that bass line really just stuck out. Was that a Moog?
Yeah, it was just like, you know, one of those like Moog basses that
it's killer, dude. It sounded really good.
That track I made with DLMT Dan. He's up in Toronto. He's super talented. That guy he's good.
Yeah, destroyed the dance floor.
Yeah,
too.
Those are actually my vocals. I'm rapping on that.
Really?
So I don't know how. I don't know if I wanted to tell anyone that because I'm not making that style of music. But
that's cool. I thought about recording some stuff in here, but I don't have the cojones to do it. But I guess if you put enough effects on it, you could sound.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like me now, obviously, but that's me rapping on it.
Cool.
That's not the style of music that I'm going for. But I added the atmospheric stuff in the background and added my touch to it. He's did all the the future you know, that stuff on it, and it came out really good. And it was one of those things that I just wanted to put out there, and just I really wanted to get on Confession for so long, so I was like, I just got to do this. But
do you have anything from your new EP going to be on that label?
No. Well, I mean, I'm the songs are, I just finished them, so we haven't shopped them or put them out there yet, but we're gonna find a nice spot for them.
It's a different sound.
It's different. Yeah, it's very
like different. How different?
Like as different as you could be. It's not like a nursery rhyme. I guess that would be as different as it could be, but
polka.
It's not polka music.
Whoa, that guy really took a turn.
No, but yeah, it's just more like Injuna Deep type stuff. So all the tracks that I'm putting forward after this are going to be kind of that style. So I didn't really want to confuse people, but also I'm a producer. I love making music, and I really wanted to add to that track and work with Dan, because we've been trying to work on something for a while. So
it did come out good. And yeah, I think that whatever you do from here, I think you're going to have some people's attention, no matter what way you go. And hopefully we can use this little show right here to let people know kind of where your head's at for your music if it changes. I know that can be like definitely a thing. If you come out with a different sound, that's always been kind of a problem for me anyways.
Right.
I saw, actually, funny story on Spotify. I follow this guy Noonan, who's on Lee Burridge's label, the Higher something. No good, but
nice.
I love their label. All Day I Dream. That's what it is. And he's got real beautiful melodic house music. And then I guess some other band, like a metal rock band, came out, and their name is Noonan too, but their stuff went on his profile, so I was flipping through it, and the next song that came in was like, I was like, man, this guy's so versatile, but it was the wrong thing.
That actually happened to Halogen this week. If you go to Halogen Spotify right now, there's a band called Halogen from Texas, I think, that's very intense. And they are our newest track on Spotify right now.
Did you solve that? Did you hit
I hit up artist support, so hopefully they're
great
addressing that.
So that makes me wonder what's behind the name Paraleven. Where does that come from?
Actually, true story, before I started making music with Halogen, before Alex and I met, I was producing under the name Paraleven, but it was PARA11, which was like totally cool back then. I just think that from just like, I just feel like when I spelled it out, it looked a little bit nicer. But the name actually came from 11's been kind of a number that followed me through my whole life. So I just kind of it's just, I feel like everyone claims 11 as their number, but it's just a number that's followed me. And I just kind of like put it together as like two ones representing both my regular life and my music life. And I've like compartmentalized it in a way where I have my music friends, I have the people that I know in the industry, and I have like all my regular friends that just don't really dabble in it,
Yeah.
And I have my own life, and at some point they're working together in unison, so they're just like side by side, and it's like a parallel between those things. So cool. The two ones representing that, and I
like it.
At some point, I would hope that they intersect, so it's all one thing. But it's nice to have, that Hannah Montana lifestyle, you know what I mean? Just the best of both worlds, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like a lot of my friends, like that I'm really close to, my close friends just don't go to shows. Some of them do, but it's just, I really like having both.
So would you say you've been in the scene, we'll call it, since what, 2008 you said you started making music?
Yeah, I think the scene itself in Atlanta, I think I started like actually getting into maybe like 2011.
Like going out
like
to
playing
shows?
Yeah, like playing $30 shows at the Quad, where like there's 12 people there and 6 of them are playing PS2 facing the other direction, you know what I mean? But I was having the greatest time because I'm like, dude, I'm playing my tracks on club speakers, and like I didn't even know how to DJ. I was playing on an S2, and I brought my friend who's actually playing with me tonight. I brought my friend Fifi. He plays. I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's a housework resident. I would bring him, and he would just kind of do most of the work, and I would stand there and like, this is my song.
Sick.
And there'd be like one guy being like, that's sick. And he'd be like dressed up in a onesie of like a panda. And he just like never saw me ever again. That's literally like, that's what the quad was. I mean, the quad served its purpose.
What is the quad now?
There were some crazy shows at the quad. I think there was like a show at the quad where Armin van Buuren played for like 25 people. Skrillex played there. Wow. And it was like, no one was there, you know? There were some legendary shows there before, you know, like the actual EDM scene blew up like in the United States.
So from an outsider, you know, any people that are just tuning in because this randomly popped up as an advertisement on their phone and they're still sitting here, which I think is great. I hope that happens. We want to gain more exposures to, you know, random people of all ages, of all worlds and stuff. This is the Homegrown series, though. So you have been living in Atlanta for some time now, right? Are you?
Right. I'm born and raised.
Cool. Yeah. So how would you kind of describe where the scene has come and gone since, like, you know, 2008, 2005, and then where do you think that it's headed in terms of, you know, music, dance music culture?
Okay. So in 2005, I was not in the city. I was like out in Alpharetta. So
I mean, that counts.
Yeah,
I'm from Tequila, man.
Yeah, well, the scene I was not in or aware of anything. I mean, the most electronic music I listened to at that time, was like Daft Punk and like Darude, Sandstorm.
Wait, let's rewind back. Where did you go to high school?
Northview.
Okay.
You want to play the Do You Know game?
Yeah.
No, let's not. No. Yeah. Okay. So sidetracked here. Yeah. No, the scene since like 2009, I would say, I don't think people knew the difference between the scene now and before is that people are actually knowledgeable about music. You know, the artists that come through that aren't that big are actually getting a lot more people going to them because people actually know who they are because they're actually actively doing research because the dance music that we hear now, the more knowledgeable you become, the more you seek out the better quality stuff. And those happen to be the artists that, you know, are up and coming, you know, the people that you wouldn't necessarily hear. A lot of the shows that are at Terminal West that sell out and stuff like that, you just like wouldn't see back in 2009. It just wouldn't happen. You know, obviously music has changed. House music has gotten a lot bigger. When I first started making music, I was making trap and dubstep, you know, because that was cool. But then like once I started making house, I was like, this is it. You know, I'm not going outside of that because I've had the best times probably of my life at shows where it was just like hanging out, house music outside, you know. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say I'm chasing that feeling over and over, but if I can like make other people feel the way that I felt in those times, that's like what I want to recreate. And yeah, just great times in Miami. You know, Tomorrow World obviously was incredible. The first Counterpoint, man. Whoa.
I don't know anything about that.
Was anyone at the first Counterpoint?
Where was that? Was that a festival?
That was actually at the same location that Tomorrow World was thrown.
Not as big?
It was not as big, but I mean, the artists, if you go look at the I think it was 2012 Counterpoint lineup, I mean, it was like Avicii back to back. There's like Avicii, then Skrillex, then Bass Nectar, then like Alesso, Steve Angelo, Zed. I mean, it was packed, especially for the time. So I mean,
so why didn't it come back?
It did come back.
Oh, okay.
But just not the same spot.
Is there still a Counterpoint then?
No.
Did it turn into something else?
To be honest, I don't really know the details. But Counterpoint 2012, I would go back.
Nice.
5 out of 5. 10 out of 10. Would read again.
So who were you like inspired by around those times, and then who are you inspired by like now?
So at that time, probably, I mean, it was Deadmau5. It was Feed Me. It was like all electro artists. Electro House. Yeah, Wolfgang. Just I can't even think right now.
It's okay. We got some tea if you want.
No, I don't want tea.
Some alpha brain.
Yes. No, I mean, a lot of the electro artists, I was really into electro house. I think that I got a really like electro house I got into because of Alex. Alex loved electro house. I feel like deep down Alex like listens to electro house like by himself, you know.
That Bulletproof song.
It's just I still think that music is incredibly hard to make. Yeah. It really is. I don't think it ever had its spotlight either. Dubstep had its time.
Electro House was huge in LA and San Diego.
Right, but it was so short-lived. I feel like it was so short-lived.
Yeah, 2008 to 12.
It had like a 6-month spree where everyone was like, Electro House, you know, Knife Party and Let's Be Friends and all those people. But then it just, you know, I don't know, Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Every track they released, I knew it was going to be a good one.
Yeah. Those
guys destroyed.
It's good times.
Yeah. So who is it for you now?
I really like, artists like Dusky or like MK. I really like the house artists that, you know, throw melody in there but also keep it kind of techy. And I really love all the Anjuna D people. I'm really into Enamor. He's actually going to be here in Atlanta soon. Enamor, man, you should follow him on Instagram. He's got some cool. He plays with knobs, lots of knobs.
Following now.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah, I've just been listening to a lot of slower stuff. I think that might be just because I'm getting older. I can't move my body the same rate. You know what I mean? It's like every year I go down a BPM. Like,
yeah, no, I do.
It's like at 128, and then I'm like, all right, 126. We got some Future House, and then now I'm like almost 30, and it's like, all right, let's get to 122. And just,
I noticed that too. My wife likes to scare me and shit. I don't know, maybe it's the Japanese in her, but like I find myself like looking around the house, making sure she's not popping out of like the walls and shit. This is real. So like I try to get her back. So she'll be doing something and I'll be like sneaking up on her, but like my ankles are like, psh, psh, my shoulders are like popping just as I move. I'm like, good Lord,
wow,
I'm getting old.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing.
On you
I think the worst thing, the number one scariest thing of all time, is being in the studio with your headphones on, facing the computer, like listening to music as loud as you can, and then someone just like is right next to you all of a sudden, and you just fall on the floor because you're so scared.
Yeah.
You're like, you were not there, and now you're there. Or they tap you on the shoulder. I literally have like gone into like a mini panic attack when someone has done that. Like flipped over my chair and like, why are you here? Knock.
Do you like?
I did.
Yeah, that works for people blow drying their hair too. I don't know what it is about the loud noise, and vacuuming really scares the shit out of them. That's like a sport to her. Like, I'm serious.
Vacuuming?
No, like, well, I wish. No. No, like sneaking up on me.
I would totally promote
me every
that.
time, like super hard. She's like, "What was that?" I have to like look at my iWatch to see how my heart rate spikes. She's like, "Oh, I got you up so hard that time."
You should tell her that she is like she could be pro in vacuuming. Like, just hype it up. You be in the major leagues. Major leagues. Keep doing it.
She does have a sweet Bissell. She's listening to this right now, I'm sure. Yeah, that's a brand of vacuum.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm into Sharks, personally. Some Orex.
Yeah, so you are going to move closer this way? Or no, you live right here then?
I do live right here.
Are you going, when you get married, are you guys going to like go to a new place or just stick where you're
I think the tentative plan is to move out to LA.
That's where I was getting at, sir.
Right.
So why the move to LA, man?
Because there's
you
so
won't
much
be on
opportunity.
the Homegrown podcast anymore.
I think that has always been kind of in the back of my mind that I wanted to go out there. I know a lot of people out there, and I got some friends out there, and I've been over there a few times. And I just love it, you know. And it's just.
I lived there for a while. Tell me. I can see some LA in you.
Yeah.
Your shirt, your camo pants, you would fit right in. But I do want to know, because I have amazing feelings for LA, and then I have equal not ones.
Right.
So I want to know, like, what Is it just like it's kind of different and you enjoy the difference, or is there something specific about it, or is it just the overall vibe that it has going on?
I think it just has there's just more going on in what I want to do. And to be honest, I think that Atlanta's great. I love Atlanta more than anything. And to be honest, I will always end up back here. And I think that it's more just to like go out there and see what it brings, you know? I treat it like a extended vacation and see like what happens, you know? But I'll always come back. I love Atlanta sports so much that like I can't be away for too long. I think I've watched like 90% of all the Hawks games this season, and they suck. But and it's great. I know they don't suck, but they suck. So it's like I really like I need to be here. It's been such a big part of my life, and I've loved to watch the scene in Atlanta grow and,
Don't you
and
feel
to
like
be a
it's
part of it.
growing
You know?
even more harder now than it has been?
Yeah, and there's more venues and there's more shows and there's stuff going on, and it's awesome and it's nice to see. I really wanted to just go out there, and I think the plan was always to go out to LA, and there's just a lot more producers there that are doing what I'm doing, and to be able to collaborate with them and to like go over and work with them, it's just so much easier to do it in person than it is to do virtually, and that's just kind of the idea.
Do you ever worry about earthquakes and droughts and fires?
I worry about earthquakes here, dude. That's like my ultimate fear. Just like waking up. I have never woken up for an earthquake either. I've never.
I did one time. Actually, it was a really horrible earthquake, or so I thought. And I just looked down. It was actually just my cat vigorously licking his nutsack.
Oh, well,
either
or.
I was like, oh, dude. But we did have them. We had a massive one on Easter. I don't want to say massive like it was like it wrecked things, but it was hard enough to where you felt it for a full minute and you realize how like just insignificant you are if it was to actually go down. It's
right.
just like, whoa.
And you know the funny thing is like you like in school they prepare you for earthquakes. They're like, put a book over your head.
Yeah, right.
Like that's gonna stop anything. I really have no idea what I'm supposed to do if I'm in an earthquake outside. Like, what do? Do you stand there? Like, I actually
outside
have no
is
idea.
the safest place to be, I think. Just don't stand anything
next to tall buildings or whatever.
Right.
But like, don't you fear that there's gonna be like some opening in the ground? You're gonna fall and just like.
Boone, will you research that?
It says to drop to the ground and put a textbook over your head.
Yeah. So if I don't have a textbook in the middle of downtown
I know. What
Atlanta,
are you gonna do, man?
Yeah. There's nothing you can do.
Just make sure you stay away from glass, windows, doors, falling objects.
Right. So
are you a beach guy, or would you be strictly going there for music purposes?
I'm an everywhere guy. I think Atlanta is the biggest city not around a body of water, which is interesting.
Or Houston, but yeah, pretty much.
All right, shoot me down.
No, sorry, because I just was talking about this just the other day to somebody.
There's
no ocean, but it's really cool.
It's nice to have a body of water. I do like the beach. I think it would be weird if I didn't. It's not my purpose. It would just be like nice to have.
Would you get behind any LA sports teams?
No, absolutely not.
Are you more of a football or basketball or soccer, or what's your deal?
I played soccer growing up, competitively, so I was pretty good. Wasn't good enough to like play in college or anything, but I was
what position?
Good. Forward. I was the fast guy that had like not as good ball skills that could just beat everyone. So, doesn't translate well into collegiate sports, but because there's always someone faster.
Did you make it to any of the United games?
I did. I was there at the final.
Nice.
So I got to see that happen. That was cool.
Yeah.
I played soccer, but I'm really into the Falcons. I play fantasy, so I know everything about people in the NFL. And I follow the Hawks and the Braves, so I know things.
Nice.
But it's only within like my lifetime. If you ask me any like historical questions about Atlanta sports, I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah, go Braves. I haven't been to that new stadium yet, actually. It
missing out.
Looks pretty like a fun time.
Have you been to the Battery?
I don't think so.
Do you go outside?
I just moved here.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so tell me about the Battery. I want to go now.
It's fun.
Is it like
there's a lot of things
double
and
A
a lot of beers.
Triple A, or like D?
Triple A? Are you naming batteries? What are you doing? Oh, that's wow. Woo!
No, it's okay, man.
Over my head.
I like it.
Triple A, D. Okay.
Why don't they have B batteries? Like, what the fuck is that all about? They should.
That is super
they
weird.
Just jump straight to C. A. No, they do a double A, and they just skip B altogether.
These are mysteries in life. I don't know why they have door closed on elevators.
Yeah, because they never
They
work.
don't work.
Ever.
They
Dude,
don't
I gotta
work.
write that shit down. That's funny.
The open door one does, but you're like, all right, if you click it, people are like, this guy's impatient as fuck.
Yeah.
Like
It never works.
it never works.
No.
And it's universal across every elevator ever in the history. If I ever get in an elevator and I press it before, like within a half second of getting in there and it closes, I will get out of the elevator, take a picture, and send it to like Guinness or like, box it up and we can research it for science. Like, I actually don't think that it exists. It's crazy.
There was Shaq's Funhouse at the Battery. Did you all see this? It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was for the Super Bowl, right?
It was that weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but tell me about it. Sorry, I'm just.
Shaq was there.
But where
I'm
is
pretty
it?
sure it wasn't
And
Tiesto
what do you do
there.
there?
Yeah.
What do you do there?
Tiesto was there.
No, it was an event. Shaq's event.
Like,
It was
what is the
insane.
Battery though? I'm.
It's a whole stream of bars.
And is that by the stadium?
Did you not read the Atlanta brochure when you moved here?
I forgot.
Come on.
I
now.
had the old brochure from
Oh, okay.
2008 when I left.
Nice. So you could
I
have
was trying
showed
to
up
find-
to the quad and
I was
there's
trying-
no
yeah,
one there.
exactly.
What is up with this building?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you been to the Roxy?
Yeah, I have. I saw
That
Rufus
is the
DeSille
That's the
there.
Battery.
That's the Battery.
Oh, yeah. It was dope.
Okay.
Do you like Rufus?
I was at Rufus. I was
Yeah,
at that show. That was a good show.
It was a good show. It was their first show, so I definitely noticed some hiccups. But we're huge fans of them.
Nice.
Love them. Yeah, they're coming back for looks like Shaky Beats. That looks like a fun show. Are you going to that one?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
I would say yes. We played it last year.
Sweet.
That was fun.
What's your favorite show you've played with Halogen?
I'll tell you a funny story. We got booked for a show up in New York at Colgate University, and
They have
it was
toothpaste there?
I was
Sorry,
super
I need
hyped
to
up.
stop.
The school threw on the show. It was like supposed to be big, and we got there. I think 4 people showed up, and it was honestly I was just like jumping up and down, like having a great time. There was a huge hockey playoff game that night, and everyone was at the game, and they didn't show up. But we flew all the way out there. It was like super hyped up, and we got there, and the production was incredible. It was great.
Yeah.
But we were playing for us and like 4 dudes who were like, dude, play Born Ready remix. I was like,
Oh man.
I think the most fun I've had, that's a tough question. The most memorable one, honestly, for me, probably, I wouldn't say the most fun, but the most memorable one was my first show with Halogen. We opened up for a sold-out knife party show at the Tabernacle.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was my first
Your
show.
first show?
Yeah, ever.
What did you play?
I
on?
went from playing for kids at the
Yeah.
quad to the Tabernacle sold-out night party.
Wow.
So that was interesting. I remember I had no sense of fashion. I was wearing like baggy jeans and like a cut-off middle school band t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I literally walked up and Alex was like, "That's what you're wearing?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to roll with it." He's like, "All right, well, I'm second guessing like this whole Halogen thing, but you should change."
You know, a
I
gold
was like, "No,
suit.
dude, it'll be cool." Because like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be cool because people are like, it's middle school band.
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, it's not cool." And please change.
I just want everyone to get a fact check here. Josh looks ripped in the photo from that show.
Yeah, I do look ripped
Fantastic.
in the picture.
Soccer? Were you playing
I
soccer
did
then?
not Photoshop that at all. Yeah, that was.
Were you playing soccer then?
I was not playing soccer. Well, I was playing soccer at college, Georgia Tech.
Nice. Did you went to Georgia Tech?
I did.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So I've been in the city for like a decade now.
Nice. Yeah.
Like
that's
actually
right.
in the city.
Cool.
Um,
But sorry, I want to know what you played on at the knife party show.
played on.
Yeah, like CDJs. Or
Oh.
did you have your S4?
I think we did play on CDJs.
Yeah.
That was like
like
the first time I
Were you
played on
scared?
CDJs, and I was like, how do I? Alex is like, just here, see this? This is reverb. It's all you. Like, all right, I got it.
How did I ask how you guys met, you and Alex?
Through mutual friends. He was super intimidating when I met him. He like came with his leather jacket on. Like walked in. He's like,
because it was like you guys friends like both knew.
yeah,
that
they're
you guys
like,
produced.
you do stuff and you
Okay.
do stuff.
Yeah.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah. Has he been producing about the same amount of time?
I think he just started like a year before. And I thought that I was like a lot better than when we met, but I like was not. I thought I knew everything. I didn't know anything. Yeah. We grew like in production together, so everything he knows, I know.
You guys play instruments like before that?
Yeah. I was competing for first chair in trumpet throughout middle school.
There's a trumpet theme amongst DJs. Do you know who Willie Joy is?
I do not know who that is.
He has a similar podcast, and I listened to it, and there's probably 4 or 5 guests that he's on his show, big name DJs that have like played the trumpet. I play the trumpet. I'm not saying I'm like a big name DJ, but I play the trumpet. I was never first chair, but
I was competing against a girl that was really into it, and every time I got first chair, I could tell that she was just really mad. I remember specifically we played. I was in the jazz band too. I don't know why. I think I got lured into it by my band director, but I was in the jazz band, and we played the intermission like of an orchestra concert for my middle school. And my band director, he's like this guy. He's like, I see myself in you. He's like you're like, my prodigy, like blah blah blah. I'm like, all right. But he gave me the solo for the song. I don't remember what the song was, and it was like my big moment in jazz band for this big concert. It was my moment to shine, and I just remember it was time to do it, and I stood up, and then I was like, I forget. I froze. And the girl who was competing against me stood up and played it for me. And I just like look up and I see my mom, and she's like super disappointed, like shaking her head. I was like, all right, well, this is enough of jazz band. No more jazz band for me. Yeah. I failed. I came into school the next day, and it's like second chair. Like, dang it. But yeah, that was the second instrument I played. I grew up playing piano, so the first music I was writing on was piano. I think that is what translates most into music, because all the music theory and chords.
I would have killed to do that instead of trumpet when I was coming up.
I still have a nice Yamaha weighted key piano.
Nice. Does that run in your family, or is that just something you picked up?
I also play guitar. My dad played guitar. Everyone in my family sings, so that was that. And I found out recently that my great grandmother went to Juilliard. So,
could be.
Not sure what's going on there, but
could be some inheritance.
Yeah, maybe that's. Maybe I got some of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I dabbled in drums. I think that was probably my weakest. I don't really play the drums that well. I think that I could get away with doing certain things, but I didn't play it enough. I never bought a set or anything like that. But
you have a
true
favorite?
Story. I don't know. You know this, but if you can play the trumpet, you can also play the baritone, which I guess I could also play. But
do you have a favorite instrument?
Yeah, the piano. I mean,
is that how
guitar is cool, but like it hurts sometimes if you don't play after a while. And piano is just like there's so much that you can do with it, and it just sounds. Like if you play the guitar and you just pick up a guitar somewhere and play, and it's like cool. But if there's a piano there and you go up and you start playing the piano, people are like,
damn.
Where did you learn to do that?
Yeah.
What are you, like a savant? Like where did you come from?
You have your go-tos when you sit down. Are you like, I want to play this song?
Of course.
But I know this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah.
I have those.
I play the same things on guitar that I've been playing like my whole life. And if you look at me and you watch me play guitar, you're like, oh man, this guy knows how to guitar. I know like 5 songs.
Yeah.
But I know like they're tough though, they're like the hard ones.
I can play Wonderwall.
Yeah.
You can play One Sweet World.
I actually can play. So like I worked at Guitar Center for many years, actually in Hollywood, which is why I was living in LA. So I would always just pick up a guitar because it would take forever to get out of there. Like everyone have to clean up. They wouldn't let you just leave. So if you were done doing what you had to do, you just grab a guitar and strengthen those fingers so that they don't start bleeding.
Nice.
But yeah, that was a pretty fun gig. So where are you going after, like, from here, like musically? So you have this EP now, and you're gonna release that. and then
Well, I mean, yeah, I call it an EP, but to be honest, I'm some of the songs sound a little bit different. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the tracks right now. I know I have 5 songs, and they sound great. I'm really happy with them. So we'll see where it goes from here. But I'm just, for the first time, I have 5 complete songs that I'm really happy with. Usually, with Halogen, we never really got like 5 completes. I think the most we had at a time was like 3 that were like we're good with this, So to have 5 for me right now, and in the amount of time I did this in like a month, to get all these songs out and created in a month,
cranking it.
So I've been cranking. I've been getting some,
It's good. You got fire, and
management has been, I need this by this time, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I mean, to be honest, it's been pushing me, and I like being like having deadlines, and
totally.
Sometimes it doesn't work if you have like, there's always writer's block, and you can't like think of stuff. But with this style, I just feel like it's just coming a lot easier. I've created like some sort of a mini algorithm of like what elements I need to add and like what needs to go in the background, and kind of a lot of the sounds I've been using with Arturia and some of the old synths. It's just been really nice,
How do you break it up? Because you can only work in the studio for so long, and then you got to take a break or something. I mean, 5 tracks in a month, that's like really like going for it. And what do? Do you play video games on your break, or you just go out
I do. I do. I need to decompress. I can't just sit there for long hours. But there are times when I'm like, oh, it's 2:00 in the morning, and I did not eat dinner. Sometimes I really wish there were more hours in the day, and a lot of the time my weekends are taken up by shows and stuff, so it's like really hard to, and I have to like make sets for them, and but yeah, I really just video games and just like walking around. I don't really have. I mean, you be like, what are your hobbies? I'm like, this is my hobby. Like that's it. So, probably if I ran into a roadblock, I would just work on something else. I would just like start making something else.
What does your writing process kind of look like?
A lot of people say they start with the drums. I don't do it. I refuse.
I always start with drums.
I never.
And
start
then I go
drums.
baseline every time.
I think I start with creating like chords, and then once I get the chords down with like, I always either start with strings or piano, and then once I have like a set of chords that I like, then I'll start building the drop, and once I make the drop, then I'll build everything else around it.
I guess that would make for probably a more emotional song, I guess, if you started that way. I think maybe.
I think that sometimes I start with the intro, and then it's like, whoa, like where's this going, feel it out. But I think that the majority of the time I actually end up making the drop first, and it probably ends up changing, but I'll make the drop, and I'm like, all right, well, what how does it get here, like how does it get to this place? And then I'll build everything else around it. I just made a techno track, actually. I don't know if it's good or not, because I've never made like a straight techno song. But
I want to hear it.
We'll see.
I dabble in some techno.
Yeah?
Got the Bono's techno EP coming out.
I was listening to, is it Stefan Bodson? He is, I don't know if it's Steven or Stefan. I should know this. But yeah, his music's incredible, and I was just like listening to it on my way home, and I was like, I'm gonna make something like this.
Have you ever heard of Sven Vath?
No.
I hadn't either, but we went to Ibiza on our honeymoon this summer and stumbled into Pacha randomly, and he was playing, and I was like, whoa, this is some incredible out there shit.
Yeah.
And came home and just started producing techno after that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, there's some artists that I think one of the craziest sets I've seen where I just like walked in, had no idea who they were, and I was like, this is crazy, was at Coachella this year. And I was like walking inside this tent, and I'm like, who is this like old lady up there DJing? And it was Black Madonna. And it was like one of the best sets I've ever seen, dude. It was crazy.
Can you Google how old is she? Does Google know that?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I was like, who is this? And they're like, oh, it's Black Madonna.
Yeah.
She's a legend. I was like,
yeah.
That's like my mom's friend, I'm pretty sure. Like,
I've never seen a picture or seen her. I've only seen it on flyers.
Apparently, Black Madonna is actually a religious figure as well.
Oh,
more
well,
than just a DJ.
Is she black?
No,
No.
not at all.
Can you even do that?
Is that allowed?
I know, like I think people are so easily offended these
Dude,
days.
I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was like, the production was great. It was at Coachella. I was feeling vibes everywhere, but it was really, really cool. Well, go ahead.
No, the age of the Black Madonna is unknown, but she's been around since the late 90s.
Yeah.
So she's
I think
been doing this for a hot minute.
Chicago or something. But, dude, it's dope.
She's house? Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That set was awesome. I was actually at the R.L. Grimes set at Tomorrow World, which everyone talks about, which was amazing, even though, I mean, it's not house music. I ran up on Jonas Rathsman on the boat stage that year, which was also really cool to see. Yeah. I wish that I would have been. I'm pretty sure Alex was at Ultra in 2011 when Avicii was playing. I personally think that's the best set of all time. If you have a chance to listen to Avicii's set,
you weren't there, but you just
2011
heard
at
it?
Ultra, yeah.
Nice.
I've listened to it. It was like before, like everyone, like all the people knew like levels and all that stuff. Like
He used to open for Deadmau5 on a tour one time.
Yeah.
Avicii and Deadmau5. That was pretty cool.
I saw Deadmau5 play at the Tabernacle with the two people before him were Excision and Zed.
Whoa.
And at the time, Zed was no one. No one knew who Zed was. And I was like, who's this guy think he is? Zed's dead? Like, why is his name so similar? I don't even remember his set, to be honest. He was playing with like the lights on and like people were still walking in. And then Excision came on and we're like, bass cannon. Like, or no, not Excision. Was it Excision?
Bass cannon was Flux Pavilion.
The Flux Pavilion. Yeah, no, it was I'm pretty sure it was Excision. I'm pretty sure. Because I got him and Dadsig mixed up because I remember meeting Dadsig one time. I'd be like, I saw you at the Tabernacle. And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I was like, that was Excision. But
Nice.
never mind.
Did you hear of Zed or Zed's Dead first? So
Zed said.
Yeah, I was the opposite.
Really?
I saw Zed's Dead and I was like, who's this guy trying to be Zed? I'm confused. Does he not like Zed? Does he want him to...
I don't know where Zed got his name. Zed's Dead is from, was it Pulp Fiction or Zed's Dead, baby? You know?
I don't know, but
Yeah,
I do
it's
like some
from-
Pulp Fiction.
It's Bruce Willis said it. It's like, where's Zed? Zed's dead. All right, guys.
It's all good. No, you're killing it, man.
No.
I do want to know, in your parallel life, I guess you're a DJ and a producer. Where do you more identify with?
I say I'm a producer. Honestly, I feel like playing shows is awesome. I love it. The thrill is amazing. It's awesome. I think a lot of what like I enjoy about it is being able to play my own music, but also just test it on club speakers. You have no idea that like a lot of people producing, they never have that opportunity. I think it's great to be able to do that. And I've been fortunate enough to play most of the venues here in Atlanta, and it's just really cool to like meet people and like go out there and do that. But I'm a nerd, man. All DJs really are nerds with good hair, you know? And it's like I think that it's been great to just like evolve as a producer and evolve as a DJ.
Just destroyed Boone. Look at him.
Right. That's what it is. It's like you're just a nerd and you're like,
do
all right,
kinda-
well, we're like,
You kind of have to be a nerd to be concentrating on all the knobs of your plugins to make the music. I mean,
yeah,
you have to be like a scientist to do like what Wolfgang Gartner does.
exactly.
basically.
You just have to stare at a screen long enough and eventually the screen will be behind you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I think it at some point it would be awesome to be able to be involved in like the LEDs and like be able to pick out what's going on there. I mean, obviously all I've been involved with is like providing my logo and stuff, but
Mhm.
and Alex actually knows a lot of that. So he actually went on tour with.
You're talking about like the video
Yeah,
to your production.
yeah. He knows how to do all that stuff. Also, so
Whoa.
he's multifaceted. He went on tour with
Minnesota.
Yeah,
Cool.
doing that. And he's been doing stuff with other artists too. So he can do the whole. If he could figure it out, he could. I don't even know if it's possible. Just do both at the same time. That would be sick. That's an untapped market. Someone should do that.
VJ DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rekordbox just created a program you can use in their software system that is like DMX output 4 lights.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything, crazy LED like Deadmau5 has going on, but for basic wedding DJing, it will totally sync up to your music.
Which is totally my thing, by the way. No.
Have you DJ'd a wedding before?
I have not. I was just kidding. It would be cool if you had like a strobe like pedal, where you could just hit it and it's just like strobes,
Yeah. Are you gonna have a DJ?
I'm gonna patent that. Don't write that down. I actually think it would be really
That's
cool.
already a thing.
This is my idea. I don't know how many people listen to this. Someone's probably gonna steal it, but my idea is
for sure.
At a certain point, everyone's like trying to think about like what's new, what can you do at shows. Everyone always has the LEDs and all the stuff coming at you or from above, but no one's done it from below. And I think that if you get a dance floor that is see-through and you put that out like, I don't know, in a club or like
cool.
in a venue
100%.
and have the LEDs or the strobes coming up from below you.
That's got to be a thing. If it's not,
I feel like when you come up with a good idea, like right when you come up with that good idea.
March 1st, 2019, we'll see when that first
That's
one
what I'm
goes,
saying.
and you'll be like, dude, we documented it right there.
I think that like when you come up with a good idea like this, it's like someone comes up with that idea like across the world, and it's like now you race against the clock. You got to beat them.
There's a term for that, actually.
No, there's not.
There is.
No, there's not.
When you're on the same, I can't remember what it is though. My memory's not the best either. But no, that's a good idea. I always thought a good idea too for a DJ would be, how there's a USB like jack in the mixer at the top. I think it would be great to have a USB like gooseneck cooling plate, like keeps like your nuts like cold. You can just put them on the plate to keep it like really cold, because it gets really
Patent
hot.
pending, guys.
It gets really hot in there,
Yeah.
So
no, I feel you.
That would be a good idea. You could brand it.
Yeah. As seen on TV, you should
plate.
get that marketed out.
Pioneer. Check us out.
I don't know what the
I
niche.
think it just threw you off there.
No, no. It's just
I like to fuck around, dude.
Yeah. No, I got it. You just the hand motions you were doing was very interesting.
That's the gooseneck because it's in the top of the mixer. It just you have to have like kind of the gooseneck going.
Right.
On. It's very important.
There needs to be like a specific tool to use. You know how they would play like long sets, like people play like 8-hour sets or something ridiculous.
I wonder how many people just
like,
turn this off.
There needs to be I know, right? This is after hours, guys. There has to be like a thing that allows DJs to like quickly go to the bathroom. If there's not a bathroom.
That is for
there
real.
needs to be like a porta DJ potty or something. Like right behind
a curtain.
Yeah,
that
like
just,
something,
raises up,
something.
a button on
especially
the mixer.
for like the big shows. I know you got to be prepared. There's always times. I remember there was one time where it was like I can't remember who it was. He was playing a huge festival, and he just like ran to the bathroom in the middle of a set, and people were like, "Dude, like,
where'd he go?" Yeah, you gotta pee because you're drinking.
Yeah.
Do you drink alcohol while you play?
I do. Got to get loose, bro.
You're playing tonight. How many beers or drinks do you think you'll have?
I don't know. I'm trying to cut cals. I might do.
I do actually. I would love one. One of those Terrapins, actually.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
Just whatever's there.
Okay.
we got everything, bro.
Okay.
We
well,
prepared. We got pineapples.
if it's stronger than this LaCroix,
You want pineapples?
I love pineapples, man.
Yeah.
If you don't love pineapple, I like strategically remove friends that don't like pineapple. No, I'm just kidding.
So do you put pineapple on your pizza?
I do put pineapple on my pizza, but I feel like people are against that. There's some stigma behind that. They're like, oh, you like put pineapple on your pizza? Do you listen to Nickelback and Imagine Dragons also?
I thought it was kind of weird at first until I got a little older, and I appreciate some
I
pineapple.
would
on
say
my
that
pizza.
I'm more of a like pepperoni bacon kind of guy.
Why does it only go? There's a dragon in the tree over there.
There's a cat.
Why does it only? Damn
There's a
it,
cat
Mike.
in here, guys.
Mike, you got to do something.
Oh,
This is a
no.
great time for me to introduce you guys. So my other producer, or our rather producer, had a baby, or is having a baby. So I'm gonna use this time to introduce Boone and Mike. So we'll pop these beers and cheers to the new production crew.
Hey guys.
So shout out to you guys. Thanks for being a part of the show.
Cheers.
Yeah, totally.
Up. You don't get a cheers.
No more no more Bengals in the studio.
Did we get him out?
Yeah, he's gone. But good job. Yeah, we got a pretty sweet little Bengal. I guess you saw. He's got a little hamster wheel back there he runs in. Yeah, not kidding. But anyways, yeah. Cheers. So you think you'll have a few more of these tonight?
Probably.
Nice.
I've gotten in a habit of creating some old fashions for myself.
I dig. We have old fashions here.
Well,
Totally could do it.
I'm gonna
after this.
I think I have to leave soon.
I figure we're going a little over right now, actually. Which is totally
but
fine.
yeah, I can finish this and then
Okay,
get on my way. But
Got a couple more questions
Yeah.
for you, bro.
Let's get those out because I'm pretty sure I have to be at my event that I'm
No problem, man.
a part of.
We'll just skip right to the very best one.
Okay.
What's the last CD that you bought?
CD.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. CD. CD, like a compact
A
disc.
compact disc. with the
I think I've
laser.
only bought like 2 compact discs in my entire life.
Whoa.
That wasn't like for my sister, like Christina Aguilera or something. I think the only 2 CDs I remember buying ever, Matchbox 20 and Third Eye Blind. And I have like when they came out when I was in like 2nd grade,
Amazing.
and that was it.
Wow.
Ever since it's been, Kazaa.
So where's your favorite place to dig for music now?
The interweb. No, I listen to a lot of mixes for like artists that I like to follow. I think that's the best way to find it. Also, I get sent music from like other artists, and we pass around songs that are unreleased, which is nice because no one's gonna play it. And I got my own tracks, which is nice. So when my set is usually a culmination of like songs that I know no one's heard, songs that I know that people have heard definitely, and my own songs that I have unreleased. So throughout a lot of my sets, you're probably gonna be like, I know like 4 songs, which is the best because I feel like I don't know if I judge people by how many songs I don't know, but like when I go to a set and I'm like I don't even know a single song you played. I love those sets,
And that's where the satisfaction comes.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
a DJ too.
Because you're like, he played that song, it was so good. I Shazammed it didn't come up. I need to know, That's like my life, It's like, and first of all, can we talk about Shazam for a second?
Yes.
You're like, I'm gonna open Shazam, and before you even open it, it's like, this is the song. You're like, whoa! It's so fast now. It's like half a second.
I'm having a different experience.
Really?
It used to do that for me about a year ago, and now I hate it. It takes forever.
Really?
Do you have a paid version or something?
No, I don't have a paid version. Honestly, it creeps me out.
It is.
I feel like it's listening right now. It's like you're on the Homegrown podcast. It's like, oh.
The Google Pixel will actually listen for songs at all times. So you'll be sitting at the a restaurant.
Yeah.
It'll pop up on the bottom song name.
That's creepy.
You didn't even click it.
That's creepy.
Our Echo Alexa thing in there is a little bit creepy too.
Yeah. I didn't buy that for that reason. I'm all like, I don't know. I'm into conspiracies, but like,
They solved a murder with that thing. It was
Really?
someone got murdered in their house, and then they went in and they actually the police contacted Amazon to go back in and get the recording of that thing, and they figured out how it went down.
This is so crazy. So my car got stolen. Sidestep here. My car's been stolen 3 times, so you'll never meet a person that's had that happen. But the 3rd time it got stolen, my trumpet was in the back. My silver trumpet signed by Doc Severinsen from The Tonight Show. I was really sad about that.
Lame.
But they stole it, and I don't pay for OnStar, right? But OnStar capability is in the car, right? Why can't I contact OnStar and be like, hey, someone stole my car. I know I don't pay for your services, but like, this is a thing.
Did you try that?
People are involved with this. This is thousands of dollars that's at stake, and they won't help you. I think that's their selling point is like, should have us. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, okay, well, I don't know. It's just dumb.
No, that's unbelievable.
Like, police are involved. Like, I feel like they wouldn't even help you if, like, you were like, my daughter's in there. They'd be like, should have got OnStar. Like,
oh my God.
it was crazy. And I called 911. I was like, I watched the guy steal my car. He was like right in front. It was on Cheshire Bridge, like 12 o'clock in the afternoon in my apartment complex. I get out for 2 seconds. Some guy just hops out of a car that has also been stolen and jumps in my car and drives off. But for like a good couple seconds, I'm like, hey, you're in my car. Get out. Like, oh, you're right here. Like, he's sitting. There's traffic. I call 911 and they put me on hold. I don't know if you guys have ever called 911 before, but they need to upgrade their services because they're like, please hold for the next available. What is this? Like customer service for Dillard's? Like this is like 911. And finally they're like, get on, and they're like, hey, dude, like, what's your problem? I'm like, what is your problem? Like, this guy is getting away. He's getting away. He's driving away, and I'm never getting my car again. So thanks a lot. And they come, and I was like, what are the chances you find it? They're like, I can't give you a negative number, but if I could, that would be the number. You're never seeing your car again. It's like, all right, great.
Yeah, they're getting, like, I don't know. That is kind of rude that the OnStar won't do that. I'm thinking about getting a tracking device for my backpack when I travel, because I travel with this stuff, and they make those, which is pretty cool. They charge for like 2 weeks, $50. I think it might be a good.
Right.
Good
I mean, so now that I've gotten older and learned from I get my cars stolen like every week.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I have like secret handshakes with the
Have you ever
insurance
got
companies.
the club?
What?
Get the club, dude. Do you remember the club? You're not even old enough to remember the club.
I don't know.
The steering wheel club. You latch it on.
Oh yeah, but when the car's running and your keys are in it and you're standing right next to it, it doesn't really apply.
Is that how it happened all 3 times?
No, the other 2 times were Jeeps and they just stole it.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, because you're not supposed to just leave your car out running.
You're not supposed to. And when you get your car stolen 2 times, you think you would learn.
Yeah.
I was more upset. At that point, I was like, this has happened to me. I know the whole. I know how to do this. But I think the worst part was just like having to see it happen, because I didn't see it. They got stolen when I wasn't there the other 2 times. But when I saw it happen, I was like, dude, I could have. And if I had a license to carry, you can't even shoot out the tires. That's illegal. So you're just sitting there like, dude, please get out of my car.
Yeah, the gun laws here are lax. I got my concealed carry permit right when I moved here. I was like, oh, that's pretty easy. All you have to do is just.
But you can't shoot out in the open. Also, I was like,
even if someone's stealing your car, you can't go shoot the tires?
No, you can't. It's illegal. Also, I was like, next to the office, I was just paying my leasing deposit for this apartment complex. And I like walked back in the office, and everyone just witnessed what just happened. I was like, guys, great place to live. You should totally move here. Day 1, car gets stolen.
Damn, dude.
It was bad. They did find it, though.
You got it
like
back?
a month and a half
condition
later. No.
After you bought a car?
Everything was gone. Engine was gone.
Really?
Yeah. They left me a Miami Heat hat, though.
Oh, sweet.
And my steamer, so I could de-wrinkle my clothes. But yeah, I ended up buying a new car before that. So
insurance help you out?
Yeah, but I have a keyless entry now, so it's in my pocket. I've learned my lesson. They drive away, it'll shut off, and then I'll call 911, and they can put me on hold all they want because he ain't getting away.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, I got robbed in San Francisco. We drove up there. I'm in a group too, a duo.
Yeah.
Base Machina, and we went to a festival, stopped in San Francisco, got some dinner, came out. They robbed us, stole all of our shit that we were going to use to play the festival. And I ran like literally 1 block from where the glass was smashed and all my stuff was. And there was 3 cops right there, and I was like freaking out because it was my whole entire life was in that bag. My computer, my USBs, my headphones, my clothes, everything. They took it. And they're like, yeah, you just go online and just fill out the report. And I'm like, but he's around here somewhere. It just happened. They're like, yeah, just like, go online and fill out the form.
That was like 5 minutes ago, dude.
I know.
We're not doing that. We got new stuff to deal with.
Yeah, he's gone. I was like, oh, man. So anyways, insurance covered that. I know you got to get out of here, but I just want to say your music is fucking off the chain.
Thank you.
I think the best is really yet to come for you. You're super young and you got a lot going on. I would say we want to keep you here. I just moved here. I would love to see you stay in Atlanta. Things are great, but if you do happen to venture out, I will understand. LA is a great place. I met a lot of good people out there. If you're good to it, it'll be good to you. There are good people. A lot of people are like, oh, LA is full of like fake people and flakes and shit. Sure, but there's also great people out there too. There's millions of people, so it's got its good things going on. So
honestly, I'm the kind of person that would find, like, I'll make anything great. I'll be happy anywhere. You can put me in solitary confinement, and I'll make best friends with an imaginary person. Like,
sweet.
Well,
this has been awesome, dude. I appreciate you coming in. I'm glad I got to meet you. We're gonna roll to the show tonight, I think.
Do it.
It sounds like a good old time.
It'll be great.
Thanks. Anything else you want to shout out or announce before we bounce? Ooh, I rhymed it.
I guess. I don't know. Just if you're listening, follow me on Instagram at Paraleven _. And just stay tuned because there's more to come.
Stay tuned, but peace out. All right, thanks, man. Peace.
So